What is up, RC enthusiasts? Back here again today. Got for you guys this tiny little WLToys L939. Man, this thing is really fun, guys. I don't know why it took so long to make this video, so sorry for people that have been waiting. I just haven't found time to get this video done, so I want to do a little bit of justice and give it a pretty decent video. But, you know, let's go ahead and let's get into it. Well, here you guys go. 2 of my L939s. I have 4 of these little suckers. That's how fun they are. I bought a couple of them because I wanted to modify one to see if I could do any mods to these things. Now let's go ahead and go through some basics real quick. You're going to get your truck. You're going to get a USB charger. There's going to be another charger that's built into this controller, which is pretty cool. And that controller obviously is included. Your instruction manual right there. You get 20 cones with it. And this little plastic piece right here that you see, you can wrap this around the truck like so. And then stick it using this double-sided sticky stuff right here. And that's going to wrap around the truck to help it kind of roll back over when it does roll over. But it works some of the times. It doesn't work 100% of the time. So I just leave it off to make the truck look better, I guess. But yeah, you got this to use if you feel like doing that. Well, these things right here, tiny scale. I believe they're like 1/32 scale or something like that. Just to show you guys how tiny these things are. That's how tiny it is compared to WPL right there. Here you go, just a little clip so you can see it's full proportional. And here's your dual rates pretty much. You just hit the plus here. You give yourself some more power and less power. And right here is going to be your switch. The switch from all scale mode, which is going to give you full power, and your 5 modes, it's going to give you your dual rate function. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's proportional, as you can tell. Same with the throttle. And right up here on the top is going to be your on-off switch. Right here is going to be your steering trim. So the steering trim is digital. That's usually a dead giveaway of a full proportional rig when you have digital steering trim. So yeah, that's pretty cool right there too. And as you can tell right here on the bottom of this transmitter, you have your charging cable. So you can charge this rig with the controller that's provided while you're out there in the field doing some runs. It does take quite some time to charge with this, but it's good that you have it. So when you're done playing somewhere and you guys get back in the car, you can just plug this up real quick, and when you get to your next spot, hopefully it'll be charged by then. Oh yeah, and one last thing the controller has is your throttle trim right here in the back. So that's your throttle trim right here in the back. So, you know, it's got throttle trim, steering trim, throttle dual rate. Can't ask much more from a tiny little transmitter. From a tiny little sub $15 toy right here. Oh yeah, I didn't mention, when I bought 4 of these together, you get a discount the more you buy. And I think it's up to 4. Once you step up to 4, you get the maximum discount. And I was able to get these for under $15 each. $13 and so cents about each one of these. So you can go to WLToys.com and they do have spares for these, but for the price that you're getting these online, I don't see why you would buy spares for them. So yeah, anyway, that's my little thoughts of these things right here. Really cool little rigs, fun to mess around with inside the house. Outside, they can handle ramps. They are pretty quick. They do about 12 miles an hour, I believe, so that's not a slow little toy. Well, if you can't tell right here, I'll post some pictures, but this is what the stock motor setup looks like. And then on this one, look at that big motor I put back there. Yeah, it's just my little upgrade right there. This motor right here is actually from I think it's called a QX90C or something like that. It's an E-Sheen quadcopter. That's where this motor comes from. So if you get spares for this and you want to do this, you just grab that motor, and it's not much faster than this, but the motor has a lot more torque. The way this RC car is set up is when you turn the wheel, it limits the power to the wheels. So even if you're full throttled, if you turn the steering, it will pull back the throttle a little bit, just so it doesn't keep on doing donuts, you know, when you're turning and stuff. Just like a little built-in traction control feature, you might be able to say. But yeah, it is kind of really noticeable with the stock way it is, especially when you have it on the number 1 dual rate, trying to make it as slow as possible. When you turn and hit the gas, the truck barely wants to move until you let go of the steering. So it is kind of slow at that point. And what this mod I did does pretty much just eliminates that. Even if you have the steering turned and you hit the throttle, it will still be slower than without turning, but you will have enough power to actually turn even on 1 with this setup. So it just gives you a little bit more torque and makes it a little bit more powerful. But other than that, they're still pretty much the same in speed. This one just gets there a lot faster now with that bigger motor back there. But this one in stock form, which I recommend people just keep it like this. There's really no need to do this unless you just have a lot of them and you want to tinker like me. This is fun enough. And for those of you that want to try to attempt something like this, I'm pretty much running stock electronics in this thing. The only thing I've changed, so you can see, I'm going to go ahead and take this top off right here, is I spliced in that motor to the wires that it originally came with. So I just did that. I just put it up there, and as you can tell right here, I've got 2 batteries. These are wired in parallel just to give me more mAh, but it's still 3.7 volts. So as you can tell, these are the stock batteries that come in it. They're 3.7 volts, 120 milliamp hour batteries. So I just doubled that real quick by doing that and mounting them up there on the top. I was going to mount them at the bottom, but you know what? Keep the ESC and the batteries apart from each other. That should keep it from heating up even more and keep things a lot cooler. And hopefully keep things running a lot longer and keep the electronics more reliable for longer use. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. These things are pretty cool. They got a 5-wire servo in them, so they are replaceable as well. But like I said, for the price of this thing, you're better off just buying a couple if you need to replace them, because they're really fun. Well, anyways, guys, don't want to make this video any longer than it probably is. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content. And also, go out there, have some fun, and run that RC.